Gas that shit in melody.
From the 757 to the 713, well, you know we stay whipping through the streets. Some will call it swinging bang, some will call it slow ride. I just call it cruising to the beat.
It's the Cruising Podcast.
Cruising to the beat.
Da, 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 da. It's the Cruising Podcast.
Cruising to the.
Da, 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 da.
Yo, welcome back to another edition of the Cruising Podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Cruz, and today is Tuesday, October 29th. You know what that means, baby. It means it's Bleach o'clock. It's Bleach Tuesday, baby. Bleach Tuesday is back. Yes, indeed. But, if you are listening, where you can find the Cruise Podcast is on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Patreon, YouTube, and anywhere you can find podcast needs. That's where you can find the Cruising Podcast. Also, where you can find latest updates to the show is on Instagram at Cruising Podcasts. Also on Twitter at Nicetown Finest. It's Bleach. Yes. And we are here. We're here. We're loud, and we are proud. I'm going to say this right now. If you just got done listening to the intro music, that is one of my best friends, one of my great friends, Guillotine Gilla, and Nicole Quinn, great singer, and a great rapper. Also, if you want to go find them, it's at Gilla713, and then at Songbird ATX. Go check them out. They have amazing music. They have pop-ups where they go live and do like pretty much I wouldn't say shows, like little shows and stuff like big shows. I mean, some shows. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna lie, my boy at Gilla did Whatever Fest back in the day, but they have not done that festival in a very long time. So, it's just great. You know what I mean? So go check them out, especially in the Austin area. So with that, thank you so much. If you are here about Bleach, we are talking about episode 4 of the core of the title Betrayer. And then also we are talking about episode 4 of the original series. This just episode 4. There's no name to it. There's no title. So if you're here, I'm just letting you know, as normal, there are spoilers ahead. Complete spoilers. I'm telling you, my suggestion, if you're listening to this and you're like intrigued about like what I'm talking about and anything like that, go to disneyplus.com. I mean, go to Disney Plus if you have it, or go to any of the sites that you might want to use for anime. And if you want to go play by, you guys already know I don't do play by play, but if you want to know what I'm talking about or have some type of source with it, go there and go watch the show. Right now, the third core of Thousand Year Blood War right now is straight subtitles, though. Just letting it be known right now. Okay, just you're welcome. So we're about to begin. Oh man, this was a monster episode. Oh, we're starting off with Thousand Year Blood War, by the way. We're gonna be doing that from now on because I feel like, no, starting with the original series. What am I doing? Original series. Holy Mother Goose. We're starting with the original. I forgot my own order. My bad. I'm starting with the original series first, mostly because Thousand Year Blood War has like kind of, the insider things. This is over 300 episodes later than where we're at right now, for sure. So, and over 20 years later than where we're at. Okay, so we're gonna start with the original series first, number 4. This is really where we get to meet most of the characters. Like these first couple of episodes, we get to meet the characters, get a little bit of their backstory, and how they really met Ichigo, and we go from there. Okay, cool. All right, so episode 4, we start off with 3 high schoolers. One of them doesn't look like high school, not one fucking bit, and which is Chad. We get to meet my boy Chad. Yeah, Chad is a humongous 15-year-old that has bestowed upon him a talking bird. I don't know if it's canary. No, it's not a canary. It can't be a canary. Um, quickly do we know that this bird has a human soul into it. Apparently, human souls can take over certain bodies, like they can, just like everything else, like it can possess. That's the thing, they can possess certain bodies. And of course we get that first notion when Ichigo first meets the bird. And Chad, apparently around this bird is nothing but bad luck happens around him. Of course, the first thing that happens when Chad gets the bird is a steel beam falls on top of his head. Now, once again, this is anime. I want to make sure you guys understand. Yes, a steel beam hit Chad in the head. All that happened was Chad had a blood dripping down his forehead. All that happened. He was like, "Oh, I think a steel beam fell on me." Literally, that's what Chad says. And the bird is talking to him. It's a nice bird. You know what I mean? He's worried. The bird is worried about Chad. The thing is that we're gonna find out more about this bird later on. But we actually, next episode we're gonna find out about the bird. I mean, well, the backstory about the bird. So Chad bestowed upon him, and being the hero that he is, what we find out about how he met Ichigo is Ichigo was getting jumped one day in the alley, and these guys and Chad just stepped up and really took the beating that Ichigo kind of was getting. The problem is that Ichigo even tells you, because of his orange hair, he used to get fucked with all the time. So it's just that's just the way things go, I guess. In Japan, if you have different color hair, we're gonna mess with you because we don't like you. We don't like your hair, buddy. So of course, um but Chad has an interesting backstory in his own, why he takes beatings and things like that. When we're gonna find out next episode why he does it. So yeah, so pretty much Chad saves Ichigo, and Ichigo's like, appreciate it, bruh. And he said that's the first time he's met Chad. Um and yeah, that's literally, Chad saved his ass from getting beat. Like, literally the dude was gonna hit him with a brick. It was gonna be game over for Ichigo. Just letting it be known. But Chad was eating shots. Like, he was like, you guys punch like bitches. Pretty much that's what he told the guys by himself. No, he didn't say it, but he kind of said it. I'm saying it for Chad. He said that you punch like bitches. So but continuing on, this bird has nothing but bad luck around Chad. Chad has gets sent to the clinic where Ichigo and his family run. Ishin is like, yo, I can't do any of this. He said, we see Ishin arguing with whoever. I don't know who Ishin is arguing with, but he's like, we don't have enough beds. We're a small clinic. And then he Ichigo's like, hey man, is there any way I can help? It's like, no, you're gonna be in the way. Okay. All right, well, that's cool. That's fine. Next thing we see is Chad walking into the clinic, injured, big as hell. Both of his sisters are holding him, and his dad finally says, hey, get off your lazy butt and come help. Like, they have a weird relationship. Okay, their family dynamic is completely weird. So we see that Kadin, who's more sensitive to the spirits, senses the soul inside of the bird. And Rukia, of course, will come out and tell them, hey, this is not a benevolent spirit. I mean, this isn't a violent spirit. This isn't a hollow. We're going to perform console a little bit later, so I mean, we can put this baby out. I mean, this the spirit at rest. And really, Chad has a big hollow, like, claw mark on the back of on his back. A lot of blood came out. Machine was like, look, man, we can get this fixed up for you. Chad gets up. Oh, okay, I'm good. And then Chad falls over, thinking that he's okay, but he really wasn't. He lost a lot of blood. And Sheen was like, nah, homie, yeah, let's make a bed for this behemoth. um yeah, I don't know how any of you would react, but chick being inside of your bedroom after that situation, it can get a little weird. Like, in Japan, I think they run things a little bit differently here. All of a sudden, Ruki is just sitting on Ichigo's bed, like, hey man, this is normal. And yeah, I felt it, and we're gonna do something about it. So later on, Chad escapes out of the thing. What's the thing called? Oh, they out of the clinic, and Ichigo and Rukia have to go find him. Sadly though, not sadly, but Karin is seen sick. She is sick. She's like she doesn't feel well. Apparently, this is out of character for her, as we're finding out. And Ichigo's like, "What the fuck, man? Oh shit, I gotta go, but I gotta go." And we find out in this episode that Ichigo has possesses power that most Soul Reapers would take hundreds of years to master. And even Rukia, who's over hundreds of years old, by the way, has not mastered this. And we're sitting here and we're watching, and it's just like he can sense. What he does is that I guess he focuses and he tries to find the soul just there. Like it just came out of nowhere. He just figured out how to do this. He's like, shit, man, I gotta find the soul. And you sit there, he's just trying to find Chad because Chad is running. Chad doesn't want to bring the bad luck into Ichigo's clinic. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't want to bring any bad luck to anyone else. He wants the bad luck onto himself because he like he says, I can handle it. And right now, what we're finding out with Chad is, I mean, with this bird, is that it is attached to a hollow. The hollow uses the bird to bring in souls, will bring in people, so the hollow can eat the souls. That's literally why there's bad luck around this bird at all times, because this hollow is making such a big commotion every time every time someone possesses the bird or has possession of the bird. So that's why the bad luck is happening. So clearly, yeah, this can be pretty bad. But there is a huge backstory between this hollow and the kid for sure. The only thing I think that's revealed is that the hollow murdered his mom. And but Ichigo's able to sense where the bird is at. I mean, where Chad and the bird is at. And he's like, they start to run, but Ichigo's sister, Karin, is coming out saying, Ichigo, please, I need you to do something. Tell the kid it's okay to pass on. His mom is waiting for him on the other side. Like, dealing with it. I don't know how Karin made it all the way to them. Like, it seemed like they ran a very long way. And Rukia says, look, I'm gonna go try to hold off this hollow. I'm gonna need you to like, oh yeah, that's right. Ichigo senses a hollow too. I'm gonna need you to hold off this hollow. I'm gonna hold off this hollow. I need you to get your sister back home so you're not worried about her. So Ichigo's carrying his sister back. She's repeating the same thing, like you need to get that kid. You need to let that kid. You need to make that kid pass on so he can go see his mom on the other side. Like it kept saying, you know what I mean, just like was crying and dealing with that. He said, I've never seen Karin like this before. And so that's pretty much the end of where the Ichigo side of this story is. The next side of this is really Rukia trying to hold off this hollow without any, and I mean any of her Soul Reaper powers. The only thing she has is Kitos, and the ketos aren't working either. It's like she felt like she was winning at one point with the ketos, and but the hollow was like, you hit like a pussy. You did. I don't even feel it. A Soul Reaper, oh, you're gonna taste delicious. You don't understand. You already ate 2 Soul Reapers already. Literally, that's how he sounds. And she's like, well, you're not eating this Soul Reaper. Nope. And the problem is that Chad can't see souls yet. I'm just putting it out there. So Chad can't see souls. He's not sensitive to this. So he's seeing explosions happen, but he doesn't know what's going on. And the bird is like, yo, you need to just let me go. And he's like, you know, I can't, you know, you're in danger. You're not gonna win. And Chad's like, no, fuck this. Puts the bird on a little ledge and said, I'm about to go fuck something up. I don't know what I'm about to go fuck up, but I'm about to go fuck it up. Oh no, he sees Rukia. That's right. Duh, he sees Rukia. And Rukia doesn't have the powers that she normally would have. Apparently the meat suit that she's wearing is not powerful enough. It's not combat ready. Once again, most of these things aren't normally combat ready. So Rukia is fighting this off, and he's like, "Yo, the new girl is fighting something that I can't see." And Rukia kind of gets hit, and that's pretty much the end of it. Like we're it's just like Odahime's story. It cuts off, and we are going to have another episode. The episode 5 is the conclusion of this storyline too. So what I like about this, the beginning of this is like, yeah, we get an introduction to these characters, but we also are getting an introduction to what Soul Reapers are supposed to do, what Hollows are, why they're evil, why Holes are cool, why some Holes are not cool, but we're gonna find that out also. It's just a lot of storyline, and actually the story telling of these episodes are very well done. I this is why I love this show, because they keep you guessing. Not They keep you not just guessing, but they keep the story going, especially throughout each episode. So it's fun. I think the first 4 have been very fun for me. The animation, of course, is 20 years old, so the animation is going to look a little rough. It doesn't look like Thousand Years Blood War, so it looks a little rough. Let's just, if we're being honest. But at the same time, the show has done a very good job. Like I said, these first 4 to keep you hooked. You're hooked right now. Why can't Chad see this? You know what I mean? Why isn't, you're sitting here, why is this Hollow following this kid? And then boom, nope, we can't tell you yet. We can't tell you yet. No, he doesn't tell you. But the only thing he tells us is that Hollow, when he was alive, killed his mom. So, yeah, it's crazy, dog. And the story of the bird is sad as hell. It's so sad. It's super. It's disheartening, to tell you the truth. Okay, there is one funny moment throughout this episode though that I do want to get to. Damn, I always forget his name. The dark haired friend, and he apparently he's sitting here like, "Oh, I see you Ichigo with Rukia with the new girl where he's swooping at." I said, "I didn't know you had this type of." He said, "Game is recognized game, my guy." He was, and of course Ichigo straight tells Rukia, "Hey, you might want to watch out. That guy's a major player." And funny moment is that the friend is sitting there saying, "Hey, well, I'm only into older women." He's like, "Oh, he's like I said." Ichigo was like I said, Rukia, you don't want to mess with this guy. And one of the captions says she's very old. Just put it out there. It's hilarious. I know you guys are probably like, this isn't funny, but when you watch it, it's funny. I don't care. And Keigo gets mad because Ichigo invites Ruki up there. He wasn't even. He said, "Oh, no." He doesn't get mad. He's like, "Okay, Ichigo, I see you. I see you. Okay, recognizing your game." He's like, "It's not like that." Ichigo is he's a typical 15-year-old loner kid. Let's just, if we're being honest, typical. Yeah. So that's pretty much the episode. You know what I mean? It was a great fight scene. And also good storytelling. I that's all I can really give you guys. I mean, I think the storytelling is completely awesome throughout this whole show. And especially the early part. Like they build the story up, and then they also are building, as they're building the story up, they're also building these characters up, like Odahime. We like Chad right now. You're gonna see other characters also get built up. There's one more of the group. One more, right? Yeah, there's one more of the group that we haven't seen yet, that we haven't even met yet. That's very integral into Thousand Years Blood War right now. So just putting it out there. But if you want to, please go check out the original series. It is on Hulu and also on Disney Plus. Okay, and you can watch it. You can watch that whole series dubbed. So there's no reading, there's no writing, there's no arithmetic. You can just go there, just go watch it and enjoy. That's all I want to say. Now, Thousand Years Blood War, on the other hand, The Betrayer. I'm telling you guys right now, this is straight subs for right now. I think the first 2 cores are now dubbed. They used to have, if I remember correctly, it not simulcast, but They used to have the dubs come out like a week later. I don't know why they're not doing it this time around. I guess they didn't have time. You know, shit happens. I wish it was simulcast because I love what I started watching Bleach dubbed, and that's the only way I can. That's the only way I thought I can watch Bleach. But I'm just like, nah, we're gonna go watch this show because this. I've been waiting almost. I've been waiting over 10 years for this to come back, and I can't handle not watching this. So that's what happened. All right. Thousand Year Blood War. Let's talk about it. Let's get there. We start off with Ukitake giving up his life to become the right hand of the Soul King. Soul King bestowed the right hand, or his right hand, into Otatake for saving Otatake's life, and he's like, I guess this is the moment now where this is why he saved me. You know what I mean? And he, you know what I mean, sacrifices himself as it's happening. The shadow is being sent to the Soul Palace, and really Yakava, I'm going to continue to fuck his name up. And you know what? It's going to be a running thing for you guys. So he continues to try. Now he's trying to stop it from happening. Ichigo is able to break whatever spell he had over him, and is able to try to stop him from breaking from fully killing the Soul King. Um, and Yodoichi was able to put like a little barrier between, you know, Yababa and the Soul King for about 2 seconds. Okay, let's be real. It was only a couple seconds. She was only able to do it for a couple seconds, and yeah, yeah, he easily broke that barrier like it was nothing, and then Uryu, what really kind of broke the barrier a little bit too was Uryu comes up and shoots her with an arrow right in the shoulder. Not to kill though. Now that is very important to me. I'm not gonna lie. That's a little important. He could have killed Yodoichi. Yodoichi didn't know he was behind her. He could have just shot her and killed her with like it was a regular arrow. First of all, and Ichigo is trying to plead with him, pretty much pleading with him. Like, what are you doing? Like, do you even know what he's about? What his plan is? He's trying to eradicate all three of the worlds. And Uryu's like, yeah, you think I just joined them blindly? You know me. I don't join shit blindly. What the fuck you think this is? Like, I'm not I know what's going on. I don't care. I don't care. He said, I am a Quincy. At the end of the day, I'm a Quincy. And I have to kill Soul Reapers. That's my job. That I hate y'all. I hate what y'all did. And the reason why we're saying this is because he found out what happened to his grandfather. His grandfather was his pretty much his master in Quincyism. Quincy's as a Quincy, he was a master Quincy, and he found out he was pretty much indoctrinated. And when I say by indoctrinated, is that the Quincy's practically had like a Bible that read their history off, and he got to read the history between Soul Reapers and Quincy's and the eradication of Quincy's, how there was a Quincy king that went to slumber pretty much for 1,000 years. These fights have been going on for 1,000 years. Sorry. And they tried to get rid of all of them. The Soul Reapers tried to kill all of them, aka Captain Yamamoto, head Captain Yamamoto, tried to get rid of all of them. They had to go into hiding. Okay. The thing is that I want to say the road. Nah, I always forget his name. But the one main captain that Uryu fights when he first goes in the rescue arc, he's the one that experimented on his grandfather. Also, he was experimenting on Quincy's, which is also in the book. I mean, it's also being read to him. He's also been told this. It's been thrown in his face so many times that the Quincy's were just wiped the fuck out by Soul Reapers. And you will get tired of hearing about your race of people, your people being wiped out over and over again. You'll start to get sick of it. And when this king, this almighty, this guy that calls himself the almighty, comes to you and says, I'm the king of y'all, I'm going to share my power with y'all, and we got to fuck them up. We got to get rid of all three of these because this shit ain't working. And he's like, yeah, okay, I'm in there. and he's one of the biggest followers. Um, they fight. Him and Ichigo end up fighting. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that for last for right now. The rest of the Stir Raiders come up to the palace. We have Odahime, Ganju, and Chad are all up there. That's the only three, and Yoruichi. But Yoruichi's kind of like fucked up right now because she got hit by an arrow. Um, they're fighting one, two, three, four. Oh, Yoruichi, that's right. That's no, not just by the arrow. I'm sorry. One of the Stir Raiders ended up breaking Yoruichi's arm when she tried to do another keto on Yababa. God, dog it, man. I don't have my phone with me, so I can't. Yeah, well, y'all know what I mean. Um, Goodness gracious. She ended up getting her arm twisted. Like it's the nastiest twist ever. I like this Bleach because they're not holding anything back. They're cursing, there's bloodied and like all like the gruesome injuries and things are being shown right now. And I am here for it. And the Stir Raiders really are talking a lot of shit. And Ganju's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna hit you with smoke bomb. And they were like, "That's the only attack you got for us. What are we doing here? Like, y'all don't." And then Chad goes and tries to punch one of them, the big one, and he's like, "How dare you try to punch me? Like, you punch like a bitch. Like, this is all y'all have. This is all you have. Like, one of us can kill all three of you with one move." So, but really, it's Ganju setting up the little sand pit, the little sand trap for them to kind of like have them go straight through the palace underneath. I mean, like they try to get them to go, underground and stuff like that. So problem is that all the Stir Raiders have wings now. Okay, so they can fly. So easily they can fly out of there, which happens. And they were like, "Hey, that was a great plan. Didn't work, but yeah, that was a great plan though. That wasn't it." And they tried to shoot an attack at Ganju, but Odahime blocks it. Let's get it. Well, Chad gets smacked too, pretty easily. Like Chad, like all of them went and powered up for literally no reason. For real. They all powered up for zero reason. That's pretty much their fight. They got folded very easily. Remember, Odahime and Chad are practically humans fighting in the spirit world. Okay, well, this is if we're being honest. They're humans fighting, and they're already fighting with literally both hands and feet tied behind their backs. They're practically fucked. Okay, like Quincy's used all the reishi in the world. The spirit realm or the Serite is filled with reishi. That's all it is. It's made of reishi, so they have an unlimited supply. So yeah, pretty much knock out Chad, get everybody out of there. And I'm gonna go. I want to talk about the fight last. I know this happened last, but I do want to talk about this too. Yababa was able to break the spell, kind of like also kind of break Ukitake from having a handle on the Soul King. So he's trying to take the place of the Soul King, practically dead. And we see that the little barrier, that little in the thing that he was in, that he had his arms and legs cut off from, that gets destroyed by him, and all of a sudden he pretty much spirit bombs the pretty much spirit bombs the Soul King, and all the essence, it seems like, of the Soul King went right into Yababa. So essentially, he's the Soul King. Okay, I know I'm saying the name wrong. Hopefully, you guys are like, "Oh man, I hate that this dude says the name wrong." Listen to me, okay? I'm saying it as I hear it. Okay, I'm sorry. Next episode, I'm going to say the name correctly. That's all we're going to do. We're going to say the name correctly all next episode. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm trying. He gets all of the essence that the Soul King pretty much has, and he becomes Soul King now. Now he's a new guy. So the Tremors had stopped when Ukitake sacrificed himself. Everybody back at I'm about to say Squad 12. I think it's Squad 11. inside of their barracks. Pretty much, they're the science. They're like the research and development people, and Ukitake was Rukia's captain. You know that she was the lieutenant for him, and she's like, Captain, no. Why wouldn't Rukia be the lieutenant of her own brother's squad? Don't know, but that's a whole another thing. But Ukitaki's like, yeah, I gotta go. All right, so and everybody's like, what can we do? Let's be honest, y'all can't do shit. Okay, y'all can't. Sorry, y'all like the D team. Like, if y'all are needed, everybody's fucked. Everyone died. Like, y'all have no chance of doing anything. The only person that can do something is Mr. Hat and Clogs. Yeah, y'all gonna understand why I call him that. Kige, Kisuke, Kisuke Otohara is the only one that might be strong enough to do some shit, because he is actually he's probably the smartest person in that room, and also one of the strongest captains that people don't talk about. Nobody knows that he's one of the strongest captains because he plays around too much. It's always the one that jokes around so much that's probably the strongest one. Um, so right now, everybody's practically scrambling and hoping that Ichigo and friends can stop them from, taking over the Soul Palace, or stop them from killing the Soul King, or stop them from the transformation of Ukitake. I mean, stop them from not allowing Ukitake to become the embodiment of the Soul King, which does not happen. All of that has been failed. Why, you may ask? It's because of the fight between Uryu and Ichigo. Ichigo has a huge problem throughout this whole entire series. It's the whole series, not just one thing, it's not just another thing, it's the whole entire series. Every time Ichigo fights, everyone else is there to try to kill him. Okay? They want him dead. They don't want him alive. They're trying to. The thing with Ichigo is that he doesn't go to try to kill. He doesn't go to kill. He goes to try to fix the person. He wants to fix them. Like Aizen, for example. Aizen should not be here. Okay? Aizen should definitely be dead. And he kept Aizen alive. Grimmjow, same thing. Grimmjow should be dead. Okay? The problem is that he's also fighting still with one hand tied behind his back. Because if he even goes into Vasto Lourdes, Uryu has no fucking chance in this fight. Okay? The only chance that Uryu actually has in this fight is that Ichigo still sees his friend, practically brother, on the other side. And he just thinks that he's brainwashed. And he's trying to break that brainwash. And he's just like, nah, I'm here to kill you. He said, you better come to kill me, because if you don't, I'm going to come and kill you. And Ichigo, I don't think he took it lightly, but I also don't think I'm not going to try to kill him. I can't. This is a guy that I fought side by side with for many of battles. How can he forget so quickly? And, like it's been said, man, like, that is their mortal enemy. At the end of the day, Soul Reapers are the mortal enemy of the Quincy's, and that's what happened. You know what I'm saying? Uryu hit Ichigo with that arrow. Like, he wanted to shoot. He shot a Gesuga Tensho at Uryu, not to hit him, but to deflect the shot that Uryu did. And Uryu was like, well, that was just stupid. Pow! Takes a all the way hole out of Ichigo, out of the side of his body, and Ichigo falls out. This is the problem with Ichigo, is why he loses the first time around. Might probably loses. I don't think he's even trying to kill the Soul King. The problem is that, not the Soul King, but Yababa. The only reason he went up there in the first place is to stop him, not to kill him, to stop him. I'm sorry, if somebody's trying to end all three worlds, we're going to get rid of that person. We have to get rid of that common denominator. It's him. Why are we not getting rid of him? The problem is that Ichigo thinks he can fix everyone, and he can't. Not everybody's here to be fixed. Aizen can't be fixed. Sorry. Grimmjow's gonna be Grimmjow. That's just who he is. Yeah, that's the only reason why he lost to Uryu. That's literally the only reason. he hasn't even went Bankai on any of these people yet. Like, none of them. He has not gone Bankai yet. And it's just like, you get annoyed a little bit. Like, man, come on, bro. You can get to him. Get to go Bankai. Whoop some ass. It's just, that's the only reason why Uryu won. Now, that's the only reason anybody that says that Uryu is stronger than Ichigo, you're smoking crack. I'm sorry. He hasn't even gone full power yet. And they were head to head. Like, he could have hit him. He actually, first time around, he could have killed him just off of straight basic. He was on basic mode. He's fighting these people on basic mode. I don't think people understand this. He hasn't gone Vasto. When he goes Vasto Lourdes, it's over. Everybody's done. There's nothing. He hasn't even holified yet. He hasn't used his mask. He hasn't done any of this. This is what bothers me. I just like, this whole series is ending if he uses the Vasto Lourdes. That's it. And when I say Vasto Lourdes, it's this big ass mask where he looks like a fucking demon, but he's fast as shit, and he actually uses Zangetsu correctly. Like, I just don't understand it, man. We're here, and I'm just like, why are we not using the correct powers that can just end all this? Just angers me. But the betrayer is Uryu for sure, and I think everybody's thought process was, oh, he's being a double agent. He ain't being no double agent. This is Uryu. Like, even when they saw him shoot Ichigo, and they were like, oh. He said, man, I still had my doubts about you. Like, one of the stir raiders was like, hey, man, I still have my doubts about you. But now, I don't doubt you no more. You just killed your friend. Killed the guy that you've been in numerous battles with. You just killed him with no problem. You with us now, dog. Right here. Now, could this be like, I gotta make sure that these people know that I'm with them, and I'm gonna stop everything that they're doing. I'm gonna get as much power from this dude as possible and just stop him? Maybe, but with Uryu, it seems like the first time we met Uryu type shit. Like, he hates Soul Reapers, and he's going to try to kill them. Like, he went through that threshold of, I want to kill these fuckers now. So, and Ichigo was even surprised. He was like, yo, you're not even shooting your arrows anymore. You don't even need to get your bow out no more. He's like, I got new powers, motherfucker. Here we go. I'm about to use these bitches on you. Like I said, man, Ichigo has not used full power yet. It hasn't used full power at all. And if you think that he's dead, you're smoking crack. Odahime's about to fix his ass real quick. Or actually Squad 5. He might drop all the way down, and somebody from Squad 5 is going to save him. Possibly. But yeah, and I'm very excited for next episode. We get Aizen comes into the picture, and they said Grimjow's coming. Grimjow. Sorry. Okay, that was weird. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. But yeah, that is the episode 4 of 1,000-Year Blood War. Hopefully you guys are enjoying these reviews. If you're not, you're a hater. No, I'm joking. But let me know. I mean, I'm going to do better with names. I've always sucked with names. I'm good with faces. Great with faces. I suck with names in English. Okay. So with Japanese, I'm in more trouble. So just putting it out there. But I'm going to do a lot better with the names. I'm really bad at them. I'm good at faces. Like, I'm really good. I can do faces. And, I'm sorry about that. If you are, bothered by me probably not knowing names, my fault. I'm gonna start writing them down and shit, so I can make sure I have everything written down and know what the fuck is going on. No, but I would like to say where you can find the Cruising Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Patreon, YouTube, and anywhere you can find podcast needs. That's where you can find the Cruising Podcast. Also, where you can find latest updates to the show is on Instagram at Cruising Podcast, also on Twitter at Nicetown Fitness. And I would like to say thank you so much for listening. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying the Bleach portion of the pod. Bleach Tuesday is going to be happening for a very, very long time. So understand there's over 300 episodes in the original series, plus 20 episodes. This is 30. This is the 30th episode of the 1,000-Year Blood War. As you guys know, I have reviews of the 1,000-Year Blood War. I'll probably just go back and watch them again because this is a great series. This is a great arc. This this is probably the greatest arc of this and Rescue arc are the greatest so far. So far, but I mean overall for the past 20 years, these are the two greatest arcs to me. The greatest told ones and the greatest like just action wise, all the great fights, everything, man. It's just they have done an amazing job with the animation and everything too. So with that, I like to say thank you so much for listening. If you once again if you enjoyed the music, please go check out Gilla 713 and also Song at Songbird ATX on Instagram. Both of them are on Instagram. They post shows, they post show dates, they post new singles, all the rest of that cool stuff. So go check them out. So with that, I like to say thank you so much for listening. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, and I'll catch you guys later. Deuces.